right, guys. Happy little day today. And now, people singing on social media. A tale as old as time, isn't it? Goddammit. But I saw this video recently, and I could not believe how polarizing it was.
I'm ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and what is it? What's the word?
Let me tell you guys, the people are really not happy with these singers, these strangers, because they're being accused of making it seem like they're singing live in the video, when in reality, apparently, they're recording the vocals beforehand, touching them up, polishing them, making them just flawless. If these people recorded their vocals before and added it in after, it's not a unique thing to these people. There are so many singing influencers online that make it look like they're singing live, but they record their vocals beforehand and touch them up. But I see a lot of hate specifically thrown at Natalie for her videos. This video, you might have seen this one. This one got massive.
I'll never win. I'll never win. Lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your words that echo.
Can you imagine? You're out in this parking garage for hours. You keep having to probably move out of the way because some strangers are probably trying to park where you're standing. And you're just trying to get this one perfect take. Finally nail the video. You put it on TikTok. It blows up just for people to go, happy 1 year to this heavily edited audio. Natalie has a lot of haters, that's for sure. But Natalie also has a lot of fans. A lot of people who are defending her. Like this guy.
I'm noticing a disturbing trend where people are making fun of other people for showcasing their musical abilities. I used to upload videos on YouTube before TikTok in 2008 of me singing. And kids at my school would make fun of me. I get YouTube comments saying he's using auto-tune. By the way, everybody uses auto-tune. All your favorite artists, I use it. Everybody uses it. You can have your opinions on that, whatever, but to villainize somebody for just simply making a video of them singing and having fun with their friends, it's just not a very nice thing to do and can really easily discourage somebody from pursuing their dreams.
And now so many people are crapping on Charlie in his video. Everyone's like, oh, he doesn't get it. One of the top comments, I think it's the fact that they play it off as live singing. Many live singers don't use auto-tune live. And I think the thing about this whole sort of wave of people crapping on Natalie that bothers me the most, and is the most annoying to me, is that the haters and the people who feel most strongly about this and most negatively about this genuinely have no idea like what they're talking about. Like, this could not be farther from the truth. Many live singers don't use auto-tune live. I guarantee you 90% of your favorite artists, and that's even being generous. Like, I think more than 90%. I mean, Charlie's right. Everyone uses auto-tune. Everyone uses auto-tune live. The people who sound like they don't, they do. They're not using auto-tune to make it sound like they're using auto-tune. So many live performers use auto-tune to make it sound like it's their natural voice, but to sort of help touch it up and make it less sharp and flat when they're singing live. And that doesn't make them a bad singer. And I genuinely feel like I'm going nuts because it seems like it's a hot take to not really be that bothered by people who make these types of videos. Like, I don't walk away from this video feeling like I was cheated or lied to because they might have pre-recorded their vocals beforehand and then lip-synced over it in this video. Guys, it's TikTok. People are treating this like they paid good money to go see a show for the artist on stage to lip sync and not even make any noise out of their mouth on stage. It's like, if you're gonna be mad and like go out of your way to hate on Natalie for using auto-tune in her videos, and most of them don't even sound like she's using auto-tune, but like the kitchen one, it's like, yeah, I could see how people would think it's pre-recorded. If you're gonna be mad at that, you also kind of have to be mad at all the other artists that are using auto-tune on their live vocals that you are paying to see live. And I'm telling you, it's most artists, if not all of them, who are playing these like big shows, 3-hour-long shows in arenas, whatever, long ass shows on tour every night. For at least a couple of the songs, they're using auto-tune. And I don't by any means think that people are like dumb or like out of the loop for not knowing that. I think that's how the autotune is designed. It's designed to make it sound like you are singing live, and it's designed to touch up your vocals to make it so that you're less sharp or flat for these live songs while still making the voice sound natural. It's way harder than you'd think to every night get on stage in front of a bunch of people. You're singing live. You're not in like a recorded setting where if you mess up, you can do it again. You get one try live in front of a bunch of people. If you mess up, you cannot go back and fix it. To sing not just one song, but like every song flawlessly for 1 to 3 hours. Some of these concerts are like 3-hour shows. It's near impossible unless you're standing completely still, not moving around the stage at all. You are just sitting, or really, really like minimal movement. And I'm not saying that as a roast. I'm not saying that as a dig at these people who use autotune, because it doesn't mean that you're a bad singer by any means. You still have to have a lot of control over your voice for the autotune to work and for it to sound like your natural voice, because if you mess up, if you go too sharp or too flat, it's going to correct to the wrong note and it's going to sound worse live. I feel like a lot of people's priorities as live music performers is to just make the show as good as it can be, to make the show as visually interesting as it can be while also making it sound as good as it can. I will say, I do think it's only weird and a little harmful in some ways if an artist lies about it. I don't think every artist should go out of their way and tell their audience they're using autotune, obviously. And I think you can kind of take that how you want. I think some people would argue that using autotune but still having your voice sound natural does feel like cheating and lying in some way. But for example, like if the topic of using autotune came up in an interview and an artist was like, I don't use it at all, and like sort of puts down people who do, but then in reality they do actually use autotune at their live shows, I think that's harmful and annoying, because in that case you're setting an unrealistic standard for other musicians while also sort of looking down on people who use autotune as like a lesser form of entertainment, you know?
You can touch the sky, but you ain't got shit on me. I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
To me, this doesn't sound pre-recorded at all. This sounds like she genuinely did it live. And then she responded to this and was like, it's literally real and untouched. I don't know what proof you need. And I think in a case like this, for example, it's like if this was a video that she did touch up in post and then said in the comments that it's real, then I could understand why people would be mad at that, because then she'd be lying outright. If you scroll through her page, like most of these videos that she's doing outside, like in a parking garage, whatever, they don't sound touched up to me. Like they don't at all sound like she recorded these in her studio in Logic or whatever and added reverb to it and auto-tune or whatever. Like it sounds live. In my opinion, especially this one, look. I feel like you can especially hear it in this video, because when this girl starts singing, you can tell she's like a little bit farther away from the camera, and like they all sound like they're in different parts of the room and that their voice is echoing in different ways, that if they were all recording into the same microphone. And I don't mean to say this in a I know more than you like type of way, you know what I mean? But like I don't know how else to say it, that I just genuinely feel like the people who are the loudest, the people who are the meanest in these comments on this girl's videos are the people who know the least about music. But I've never ever seen anyone who actually works in the music industry belittle people or look down on people that use autotune, because everyone uses it. Using autotune doesn't automatically make someone sound like an insane singer when in reality they sound like garbage. I think there are singers who use a lot of autotune and vocal processing to make their voice sound way better than it actually is, but you can also kind of tell in those studio versions of the songs what songs use vocals that sound a lot more processed and a lot less organic. But there's things that autotune just can't fix. All of my songs use autotune to some capacity. As I've made music more and more, I've wanted to just sort of challenge myself in the studio to not use it as much, and instead of just being like, oh, okay, that's good enough, let's just fix it, to try to actually get a better take that you have to fix the least amount. And I feel like you can tell the difference in the quality of my singing in songs like Guessing Games, a song I made like 2 years ago at this point, versus Nightstand, a song I made this year. And I think now, even in my most recent songs, there is still so much room for me to grow as a singer. And I think in my unreleased stuff that I've been doing lately, I sound a lot better than I did in that old stuff. And again, I really want to make it clear that I think that people who don't know that most artists use autotune, especially live, I don't think that you're dumb for not knowing that by any means. I think when people say these things and use it to hate on someone, I think that's annoying. And I think those people make themselves look dumb because they just don't know what they're talking about and are so confident about it. But if you just genuinely had no idea, you're not wrong, and you're not dumb for not knowing that. I didn't know that. When I went on tour with Half Alive, I didn't know that people could use autotune on their live vocals without it sounding like you're a robot. Like, I thought that if you wanted to use autotune, it sounds like you're using autotune, but people who just are singing live and it sounds natural, it's like, wow, they just must be incredible singers. And when I was on that tour, I really, really regretted not having autotune. I almost considered getting it in the middle of the tour, but I had no idea how to use it live. I'd never rehearsed with it, so I didn't want to risk it. But it was my first time performing live, and I was nervous and in my head a lot of the time. And the more nervous you are, naturally, the worse you are going to be at singing. So when I went on my headline tour with Jordana, the one that just happened this fall, the Freak Show tour, I was using autotune. I used it on, like, not all of my songs, but I used it on maybe like half my songs, a little more than half. But some nights I didn't use it at all because we were having technical difficulties. Like, if you saw me in Washington, D.C. or Utah, for example, those are the two I can think of off the top of my head. I didn't use autotune because we just couldn't get it to work. And the reason I wanted it was not because I'm an awful singer who needs to rely on it to put on a good sounding show live, but just mainly to help with my confidence. So when I'm on stage in front of a bunch of people, I'm not as nervous to mess up, and I can take more risks with my voice. You know what I mean? It's obviously more impressive in some ways if an artist can sing live without using any autotune and still sound amazing. But that does not make the people who do choose to use autotune worse performers. So in conclusion, even if Natalie did touch up the vocals in the kitchen video, even if she did record them and lip sync them with their friends in that video, it does not make her a bad singer at all. I think, to me, she's obviously really talented. Call it cringe, call it millennial core, you could call it theater kid core even, and look at that as a reason to not like it. Whatever, to each their own. I don't really normally watch this content. It's not something I go out of my way to look at, and I literally make music. It's not my thing. Who cares? Let her live. Relax, find something else to be mad about. And I think if you personally are an artist and you choose not to use autotune, there's literally nothing wrong with that choice. I think it becomes annoying, and I think it becomes wrong when you look down on people that do choose to use autotune. So that's all I really gotta say. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I upload 2 times a week, and I'll see you again in a couple days. I hope you're having a great holiday season. You know, the holidays, it's great for some people, stressful for other people. It's a mishmash of both. So whatever it is for you, I really hope that you're doing well. And I'm excited to talk some crap again soon. Okay, bye!